Oh man, just like that. We are back once again, baby. It's the deep midweek flow has made its return, courtesy of the Cave Within, your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I am your guide for this evening. Yours truly, Clifton Pope of Health Fitness Wealth Business Incorporated. And you are tuned in to the Cave Within, your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. Just so we can make sure that you feel it every single time. Welcome aboard, y'all. Welcome aboard. For my first time listeners, I would like to say welcome aboard. And to my regular broadcast listeners, welcome back, family. Welcome back. And for all my first time listeners, you too are family as well. Because again, for those who are tuning in for the first time, my name is Clifton Pope, and this is the Cave Within. This is your ambient sanctuary for a balanced fusion of poetry, meditation, and stillness. And we're gonna take it back to school, especially with the month of August. Today is August the 5th, 2026, and every word that I've been seeing, especially in my neighborhood, as it's another day in the neighborhood, especially within the Cave Within, is that everybody is going back to school, prepping their kids, to get back into the regular programming of school. Everyone who's in college right now, they're also getting ready to go back to school, resume their semesters and etc. But I thought about this earlier today. I mean, why not take it back to school as far as renewing our mind and our body and our spirit? Why can't we go back to school for that? We can go back to school for a whole lot of other things. How about let's go back to school as far as healthier habits with a holistic approach? And with that being said, tonight's theme is quite simple: back to school, renewing the mind, body, and spirit, baby. And again, whether you're a student and whether you're a parent, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a professional, or simply someone beginning a new season, right? Tonight is about returning to yourself with intention. And for all my regular broadcast listeners and first time listeners of the Cave Within, as always, this space is for the restless souls, the night healers, the deep feelers, and anyone who needs a place to unwind, focus, reflect, sleep, or feel spiritually and creatively recentered. The Cave Within is your home without a doubt. Kicks.com/ Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 at Mr. Did Not Give Up 44. Be sure to subscribe. That way we can continue to grow the digital sanctuary that is the Cave Within without a doubt. And honestly, with this deep midweek flow, the first deep midweek flow broadcast for the month of August, we're going to be thinking about renewal tonight. A new semester, maybe a new routine, a new chapter, possibly, but most importantly, a new opportunity to learn not only information, but yourself, figuring out how you can become a better version of yourself, growing through what you go through, find room for improvement, all of those things. And before we go any further, for those who are tuning in for the very first time for the Cave Within, my regular broadcast listeners know this already. We're going to establish some stillness. We're going to kind of ground ourselves a little bit through some breath work because I'm a firm believer of breath work is the superhero of self care, and it's also nature's energy drink. So let's consume that together as we take a slow breath in through our nose for 3 to 5 seconds, holding our breath for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then slowly exhaling through our nose or through our mouth for 3 to 5 seconds. And again, repeat that process once more. Breathe in through the nose, holding our breath for 3 to 5 seconds. And then let's slowly exhale once more through our nose or mouth for 3 to 5 seconds. Let's notice how we're feeling as far as any tension or stress we may be experiencing from the crown of on our head down to the roots of our feet. Let's just notice how we're feeling. Just let the shoulders drop, relax the jaw, soften the hands, or really just soften any area you may be feeling tense at. Because you do not have to bring yesterday's pressure into tonight's space. You can arrive exactly how you are without a doubt. So, with that being said, we're not going to waste any time here as we're going to dive deep and rather quickly as we dig deep in this midweek flow. We're going to renew three areas. Of course, since we're going back to school, we're going to renew the mind, the body, and the spirit as far as our back to school experience here in the cave within. So we're going to renew the mind through focus and reflection, the body through breath and awareness, and the spirit through stillness, gratitude, and purpose. So we're not going to waste any time here within the cave within. We're going to renew the mind first. So as you breathe in through your nose and as you breathe out through your nose or mouth, I want you to ask yourself, or really, if your thoughts have been scattered, first and foremost, don't fight them. Just simply notice the thoughts. Ask yourself as you continue to breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose or mouth, ask yourself, what has been taking up the most space in my mind? What am I carrying into this new season? And what do I need to release so I can receive something new? Again, as we breathe in through our nose, breathe out through our nose or mouth, focusing on renewing the mind through focus and reflection. Just again, ask ourselves what has been taking up the most space in my mind? What am I carrying into this new season? And what do I need to release so I can receive something new? And as you take another inhale, kind of say quietly to yourself, I am open to learning. And as you exhale, say to yourself, I release what no longer serves me. And as you inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose or mouth, tell yourself, I release the pressure to be perfect. Or excuse me, as you inhale, tell yourself, I am open to new growth. That's most important. And then as you exhale, tell yourself, I release the pressure to be perfect. Focusing on the inhales, focusing on the exhales without a doubt. A new beginning does not require a perfect version of you. No, it does not, y'all. It only requires your willingness to begin. That's the only way we're going to grow. We got to start somewhere, right? In order to grow, a seed has to get planted into the ground before you could throw water on it, before the sunlight could shine on it, before the soil can fertilize the seed and help it nurture and grow and all of those things. Because honestly, that's the only way we're going to make a difference. And pardon me, that's the only way we're going to have that willingness to begin to in general, really, at the end of the day. But with that being said, again, we're not wasting any time here on this quick, deep midweek flow here within the cave within. We kind of established ourselves, like always, with a little bit of groundness, a little bit of stillness, like always. Now we're going to focus on the poetry aspect of the cave within, because this is your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. And it's only right if we go into our first poetry piece for today, and it's called New Semester of the Soul. And we're going to take y'all back to school just like this. Every season places a blank page in front of us, not because the past did not matter, but because the story is still being written. There are lessons we learn through pressure, questions born from confusion, answers hidden inside the things we survived. And now we arrived at another beginning. New pages, rhythm, responsibilities, new choices to become more honest about who we are. May this season teach you more than achievement. May it teach you patience, balance. May it teach you how to rest without feeling guilty. May you remember that your worth was never measured by your grades, productivity, or the number of people who applauded you. Yet you are still becoming, and becoming is sacred work. New semester of the soul, baby. New semester of the soul. Just gotta let that settle. I gotta let that breathe a little bit without a doubt. Let me know how y'all are feeling in the chat if you're watching this live on kicks.com / Mister Did Not Give Up 44. And if you're watching the replay right now on Rumble at CPHFWB44, let me know how you're feeling in the comments as well as we run back that first poetry piece one more time. New semester of the soul. Let's take them back to school like this. Every new season places a blank page in front of us, not because the past did not matter, but because the story is still being written. There are lessons we learn through pressure, questions born from confusion, answers hidden inside the things we survived. And now we arrive at another beginning, new pages, rhythm, responsibilities, new chances to become more honest about who you really are. May this season teach you more than achievement. May it teach you patience, balance. May it teach you how to rest without feeling guilty. May it teach you to remember your worth was never measured by your grades, productivity, or the number of people who applauded you. You are still becoming, and becoming is sacred work. New semester of the soul, baby. Because honestly, when I think of the back to school theme, which is a lot of that going on right now, back to school can mean returning to the classroom, but it can also mean returning to the classroom of life. Because school and life is very interesting. When it comes to school, we're always we're always fed all the information, right? We're given the answers to the test before we actually take the test. Have you ever noticed that when it comes to school? We go through all the lessons, we get all the answers within all the lessons, and then we study each lesson, study all the answers just so we can be prepared for that test. And then it's just a matter if we pass or fail. And then, not to mention the anxiety, stress, and the fear that comes with that, which is a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But in the classroom of life, you ever notice how we always get tested on a regular basis and then we receive the lesson, then we receive the answers to the test? I say all of that because every season, regardless if it's in school or life, it has something to teach us. It really does. Some lessons do come from books, some come through people, some come through disappointment, and some come through silence. And boy, I can definitely relate to all four of those things because I'll be lying if I said I ain't learned a few lessons within books or within conversations with people or being let down or disappointed or just in moments of silence through prayer and meditation, checking in with myself. And what I've realized through all of that, at least me personally, sometimes the lesson is simply this: you cannot build a renewed life with an exhausted mind, neglected body, and a disconnected spirit. Man, let me say that again for the people in the back. You cannot build a renewed life with an exhausted mind, neglected body, and a disconnected spirit. It's just not going to work like that. Believe me, I've tried once or twice and yeah, it didn't turn out very well. So I'm telling you this because I'm going through the experiences myself. And if I can do it and if I could overcome it, so can you. Because renewal has to include the whole person. And we carry so much within our own bodies on a regular basis. It feels like this extra weight on our shoulders, or it's like we have a backpack attached to us, right? Or at least on our back, and we're walking with that backpack on a regular basis, right? Which is actually ironic because that's a perfect segue into my second poetry piece for the night called The Body Carries the Backpack. And it goes like this, everyone. The body carries more than books and schedules. It carries the unfinished conversation, the deadline, the worry about tomorrow, the pressure to be enough. The body carries what the mouth does not say. So tonight, put the backpack down, let the spine lengthen, let the breath return, let the hands unclench from everything they have been trying to control. You are not a machine built only for output. You are a living temple with rhythms, limits, needs, and wisdom. Listen closely. The body has been teaching you how to come home. The body carries the backpack. The body carries the backpack, y'all. We all carry a lot of weight on our shoulders to the point to where it feels like we are carrying a backpack. And sometimes we just need to take off the backpack just so we can listen to our mind, body, and spirit to where we can breathe a little bit more. That way, whenever it's time to go back to school to pass all the tests and to achieve all the lessons, we can move freely while doing so. But let me run that second poem back one more time before we go into the meditation. Again, we're not wasting any time here in the cave within. This is your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat if you're watching this on kicks.com/ Mr. Did Not Give Up 44. If you haven't subscribed to the Cave Within Sanctuary, you should by now. And if you're watching a replay on Rumble at CPHFWB44, my Rumble channel, first and foremost, hit the subscribe button. Second of all, let me know how you're feeling in the comments as well. As we run back that second poetry piece one more time, called The Body Carries the Backpack. The body carries the backpack, and it goes like this, y'all. The body carries more than books and schedules. It carries the unfinished conversation, the deadlines, the worry about tomorrow, the pressure to be enough. The body carries what the mouth does not say. So tonight, put the backpack down. Let the spine lengthen. Let the breath return. Let the hands unclench from everything that they have been trying to control. You are not a machine built only for output. You are a living temple with rhythms, limits, and needs, plus wisdom. Listen closely. The body has been teaching you how to come home. The body carries the backpack. The body carries the backpack. And sometimes the body is asking for movement. Maybe it's asking for rest. Sometimes the body can be asking for nourishment. And sometimes it is asking us to stop pretending we are fine. That's how we got to draw the line every single time, baby. Every single time. With that being said, I feel like it's about that time we dive into our meditation for the evening. And let's just go right into it because with this deep midweek flow, I feel like it's absolutely time and it's absolutely necessary for us to go through this particular meditation. And again, for my first time listeners and all my regular broadcast listeners, I hope y'all are ready because we're about to dive right into it and not waste any time. Again, we're going to bring the three areas together: the mind, the body, and the spirit. So if you're laying down right now, close your eyes, soften your gaze, release any tension or stress you may be feeling from head to toe. Same goes if you're sitting down right now. Sit nice, tall, in an upright position to where you can relax yourself from your crown on top of your head to the roots down to your feet. I want you to feel the ground supporting you, regardless if you're sitting down or laying down. I want you to notice your whole entire body: forehead, jaws, shoulders, chest, stomach, hands, legs, feet, everything within your body. If you notice any tension, do not judge it. Simply just breathe in through your nose for 3 to 5 seconds. Hold your breath for 3 to 5 seconds and exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. And do not judge it. As we remove ourselves from our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and our ego, not judging it whatsoever, but just simply acknowledging it, accepting it, and embracing it for what it truly is. And as we inhale through our nose, and as we exhale through our nose or through our mouth, We just continue to remind ourselves within our mind that my mind can learn, my body can heal and strengthen, and my spirit can renew. As we inhale through our nose, as we exhale through our nose or mouth, just focusing on, of course, telling ourselves that the mind can learn, the body can heal and strengthen, and the spirit can renew. And if you haven't figured it out by now, we're in the ambient immersion. So we're basically doing more sound, more room, more stillness, less talking. For my first time listeners, this section is for studying, journaling, resting, planning, prayer, meditation, sleep, or simply whatever is receiving. And as you continue to focus on your breath, continue to inhale, continue to exhale to the lovely soundscape in the background. Let these words settle in you that you are allowed to breathe again. You can grow without rushing, and that you can care for the mind, body, and spirit. If your mind wanders, return to the breath. If you feel tired, let yourself soften. If an idea comes, write it down. And if gratitude rises, let it stay, as we are doing it the Cave Within way, your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. We shall be right back shortly as we tune in to the ambient immersion from the neighborhood within all of us. Be right back, y'all. All right, everyone, and just like that, we are back locked and loaded here in the cave within, still tuned into the ambient immersion of our meditation as we return to the breath, continuing to breathe in through our nose, breathe out through our nose or mouth. Again, just reminding ourselves that we are allowed to begin again. We can grow without rushing. We can care for the mind, body, and spirit, and we do not have to carry everything alone because this new season can, will, and must be different. And again, if you're feeling tired, let yourself soften. If you're coming up with multiple ideas, write them down. If gratitude rises, let it stay. 'Cause that's what it's all about here within the cave within. As we continue to inhale through our nose and we continue to exhale through our nose or mouth, let's go ahead and begin to come back to ourselves, shall we? Let's come back to our mind, our body, our overall spirit. Let's slowly attach ourselves back to the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, and the ego, acknowledging, accepting it, and embracing it for what it truly is. Like we always do within the cave within, let's go ahead and focus on our three biggest inhales, our three biggest exhales of this whole entire practice. Again, breathing in through the nose, holding our breath for 3 to 5 seconds, and let's exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. Again, just inhaling through the nose, holding our breath for 3 to 5 seconds, and let's exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. And we'll do that one more time. Just inhale through the nose, holding our breath for 3 to 5 seconds. And then let's exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes, soften your gaze, just or come out of that softened gaze rather, and just let me know, how are we feeling right now? Let me know how you're feeling in the chat. If you're watching on Kicks Live, let me know if you're watching the replay on Rumble within the comments. How are we feeling? How are we feeling as we settle back in? And oh yeah, before I forget, as we begin to come back together after our ambient immersion meditation, I want to share a few ways to continue this renewal beyond the broadcast here in the cave within, whether in person with yours truly here in Corpus Christi, Texas, or whether virtually, wherever you may be, however you may be listening to this. If you're ready to move beyond inspiration and build practical change, the HFWB Holistic Fitness and Exercise Transformation Program is still available to help you strengthen the mind, body, spirit, energy, and your daily rhythm as we take it back to school in those areas. Because again, friendly reminder, these programs can help you support with mindful movement, exercise transformation, breath work, stress reset practices, sustainable routines, and a more grounded approach to health. You can't go wrong with that here in the cave within. You really can't. If you want more details about that, you can call or text me personally to my phone number 361-765-4760. Better yet, you could also email me, all lowercase, cpope.cp, that's CPOPE dot CP at gmail.com. That way we can set up a free consultation and set up a customizable program, whether it's within the HFWB Holistic Fitness Program or the Exercise Transformation Program. And also, you could tune in to all of the latest episodes of the Health, Fitness, Wealth, Business podcast series. That's still on Apple, Spotify podcast. It's on Rumble. I just released part two of my conversation with the lovely Johanna Ray, who's a certified yoga instructor, Reiki master, sound healing practitioner. She wears a multitude of hats. And she does it all through using sobriety as her superpower. So be sure to check out part two of that episode. Check out part two of episode one of the Dogma series with myself and Mr. Paul Bailey. That's available as well on Apple, Spotify podcasts, and on Rumble. And tune into all episodes of the HFWB podcast series as well. You want more resources on top of that? You can go to the Gumroad store, courtesy of Health Fitness Wealth Business. That's Gumroad, the HFWB Gumroad store, to where you can get a multitude of resources. Things like your HFWB Success Planner, your Meal Prep Plan Guide, not to mention the Glow Up Journal. Can't forget about that. And also, just a friendly reminder that these tools are designed to help you organize your goals, prepare your meals, reflect on your progress, keep your personal growth moving. I mean, who doesn't want any more of that, right? Because the new season is not just about learning more, it's about living what you learn. So go to the HFWB Gumroad store to where you can get access to all of these resources. Again, the HFWB Success Planner, the Meal Prep Plan Guide, the Glow Up Journal, not to mention the Nighttime Sanctuary Volume 1 through 3 pack. And believe me, there's more Nighttime Sanctuary packs coming very soon, with more poetry readings, more guided meditations, all of those things as well. Oh, and by the way, you can get the audio book for my latest poetry book, The Infinity Chakras Journey Within, which, by the way, new material coming very soon. You could also get my latest book, The Fitness Mirage, in audiobook format as well on the Gumroad store. Again, new material coming very, very soon. You do not want to miss out on that, as I'm cooking up a whole bunch of things at the moment and at the same time sitting on a couple things as well. But as always, before we close out here within the cave within, I want to ask you this. What are you renewing in this season in particular as we take it back to school, right? Are we focusing on renewing our mind, body, spirit, our schedule, our health, our overall focus, our relationship with ourselves, or maybe a combination of all of those things? Let me know what you're trying to renew if you're watching live on Kicks within the chat, or just let me know in the comments if you're watching the replay live on Rumble. Because quite honestly, whatever is true for you is always welcome here within the cave within. And again, if this space helps you continue to breathe easier, focus more clearly, or simply just feel more connected, right? Hit that subscribe button, kicks.com/ Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 at Mr. Did Not Give Up 44, because if your support, honestly, it helps me become more empowered, uplifted, and inspired every single time to create soundscapes and readings and these guided meditations to help guide you through every single broadcast that takes place within the cave within. And I want to thank y'all one more time for spending this time inside the cave within, wherever you may be, however you may be listening. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I am truly grateful for that. And before I close, I want to leave you with this powerful message. As you step into this new season, right, as we take it back to school with renewing our mind, body, and spirit and unlocking the hidden potential within those things, just remember this, y'all. You are not behind. You are definitely not disqualified. And you are not required to have everything figured out. It's just that simple, y'all. We are all learning, we are all growing, and we are all simply just becoming, one day at a time, one step at a time. So take care of your mind, honor your body, and make room for your spirit. And this is yours truly, Clifton Pope of Health, Fitness, Wealth, Business. And I have been your guide for the Cave Within, your live digital sanctuary for all things poetry, meditation, and stillness. First deep midweek flow broadcast for the month of August within the Cave Within. We did it, y'all. Until the next broadcast, I wish y'all a wonderful, restful night, my Cave Within family. Study well, rest deeply, and return to yourself wherever you need to be within the Cave Within sanctuary, baby. I'll see y'all on the next broadcast. Peace, love, positive vibrations, y'all.